So that kind of like takes us into your early years, and I would say probably about that. Obviously, I think some of the characteristics we've talked about so far, grit, determination, um, obviously just development, and of course in that time was around mostly your physical development, right? But and so I think everybody goes to that period of time where it's all about yourself, like you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
And of course, knowing you now, I know that your locus is different, right? And so if we talk about that, I mean, we still always have a tendency to be selfish. Every single one of us can be, but if we're really going to talk about now, I think is a very interesting part um, of your life because there's so much transformation that I see happens from the conversation we've had that brings us in a decade to
Yeah,
where you are now. And I
true.
think that's the most interesting piece. So, but where would you start to say the arc starts to bend in your story from Jer the individual to Jer, and you might not view yourself as this in this manner, but Jer the leader, to where it's not just about you. You're now carrying a greater responsibility for others.
I mean, I don't know. It feels like it happened fast.
10 years is pretty fast. Even if you look at the whole of 10 years,
Wow,
that's pretty fast.
10 years. Yeah,
I
it's
know not
probably
to you,
like
young pup. I
it was
know that
probably
seems
like
like
3 years.
sure,
But
yeah.
I mean, even when I got married, it was like, she supported my dreams and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And
Yeah.
looking back, it was super selfish.
Don't worry.
So
I think
no,
every guy's been there.
don't recommend that to anybody.
Yeah.
Uh, but she supported my dream too.
Mm-hmm.
So she was getting up in the morning and let me sleep. Because we basically held one job together at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But the intersection, there's probably a multitude of things as far as just like overuse injuries, having a kid, and kind of just wanting to provide more
Mm-hmm.
for my family, and realizing that uh, after trying so many times, after 7 years of failing,
Yeah.
you start to this is you gave all you could for 7 years. Eventually, like, you gotta sit back and realize, like, maybe that's not where God wants me,
Mm-hmm.
even if you thought it was. Uh, but people closer to God than me, that's happened to, even biblically,
Sure.
as far as Paul and
Mm-hmm.
that dude got thrown in jail. He didn't see that coming. He thought he was doing what he wanted God
The first
to do.
time, he probably saw it coming. The next few,
Yeah,
next many times.
But yeah, it was just like back injury, on having a kid, on the wife just having spiritual conversations and not being saved, and the wife looking you in the eyeballs and, like, wondering if you're gonna go to heaven one day
Mm-hmm.
because you just made this kid together.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's a combination of all those things, but